Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your Aquarius season reading, where we'll take a peek at how you can best embrace your individuality over this period of time. So starting out looking at the overall energy that's surrounding this reading, the first card that we have out for you is Observer. And let's pull another and see what other energies are surrounding my Sagittarius collective for their Aquarius season reading. And what we have for you is Woman Holding a Coin. Okay, interesting. So, for my Saggies out there, what's coming through for me is that this is going to be a period of you sort of looking at folks who are in positions that you aspire to and sort of figuring out their inner workings. Like, what did they do to get to this point? And what do I need to do to get to that point? It's not a matter of, what I'm not feeling is anything like jealousy or envy or, why do they have that and I don't? It really feels like you are going to be inspired by someone who comes into your life who is a little bit more stable than you, maybe a little bit more advanced in their career. They could be a little bit older than you are, but it really feels as though you are going to be spending some time studying this person and trying to learn from them. And I do think that this is not going to be like some sort of passive, weird, like you keep looking at them on the internet every day and like you're low-key stalking them. It does feel as though this is going to be the building of maybe some type of mentorship, where it's almost like, hey, I think I could do that too. And this person that you encounter, I do think that they are going to be willing to give you the knowledge and support that you need to sort of forge your own path. What it does not feel like is that this is someone that you want to completely replicate. Like you want to dress like them, you want to talk like them, you want to walk like them. I don't think that that's the case, but I do think that their path in life is inspiring. And you would just like to learn more about how they sort of carved their own path so that you can do the same thing for yourself. But let's get into some tarot and see what other messages come through for you. So how we would describe your Aquarius season overall, we are starting with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So what this feels like is that some things and some people that were familiar to you are starting to fall away, because it feels as though your mindset is starting to shift a little bit. And the things that you have, or the things that you may have been looking to acquire, especially when it comes to career, when it comes to finances, when it comes to tangible things, are starting to shift. That you're looking at things differently now. And it's like what you wanted once upon a time is no longer what you're sort of looking for now. And we have that clarified by these two cards that came out, the Nine of Wands and the Hermit in reverse. So the Nine of Wands is really the wounded warrior card, right? It's someone who has been through a lot of different life experiences. They've been beaten up a little bit, but they're still standing. Like they may not have fully recovered, but they are well on the road, right? They've been undergoing some healing processes. They've done a lot of introspection, and they have come up with some answers to questions that they may not have had before, or questions that they didn't even necessarily realize that they had in the first place. But this is you starting to come out of that, especially with the Hermit in reverse, that you're no longer sort of in this by yourself, where you may have felt alone for a while. It does feel like there has been this sort of transition, right? Where there was some sort of breakdown in community that may have had you feeling a little bit alone, had you feeling a little bit raw. And now you're starting to come out of that energy. You're starting to come back into the world. And I think that this coming back is going to have you meeting new and different people, the best of which is this person who inspires you. and who is ultimately going to, I think, act as your mentor. Now, how you can take advantage of this energy and how you can explore what Aquarius season has in store for you, we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is really getting out, I think, and starting to invest in new opportunities. And this doesn't necessarily mean, just giving money away. But I think that this is a good indicator that, if there's a conference that you want to go to, or if there are opportunities for networking or going to a cocktail party or, meetings and things like that, then it's something that you should absolutely look at. If there are group meetups and things like that, don't cost a ton of money to attend, probably a good look. And we also have that clarified by the Five of Wands. And so I think that also this is about sort of defending yourself or protecting yourself is probably a better way of putting it, because the Five of Wands can be a conflict card. I'm not feeling any conflict in your reading, but I do feel the need for you to sort of defend your path now that you have found where it is, I think, generally that you want to be in life. It's going to be a need for you to engage in some sort of self-preservation or some protection to make sure that you only align yourself with people and situations that are aligned with what it is that you want out of life, and not allow other people who aren't on the same path as you to sort of derail you from what it is that you want. Now, expectations that other people may have for you that you should think about, not abiding by. We have Temperance in reverse. And so I think for a lot of my Sagittarius collective out there, that sometimes we tend to act on impulse, that there's not a whole lot of planning or thought that goes into things. And I feel like the expectation from other people may be that you just kind of rush full steam ahead. You don't really consider all the ins and outs of different things, that you may act a little recklessly sometimes. And I think that it's like, when it comes to this, when it comes to your life path going forward and figuring out where it is you want to be, I think that you are going to sort of defy those expectations, and you're going to be very, very thoughtful about what it looks like for you going forward. You're going to be more careful, more cautious about the people that you surround yourself with, about the places that you show up in, and where it is that you spend your time and energy. Because I think that once upon a time you were kind of all over the place, right? And we also have that clarified by the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So once again, when the Six of Pentacles is upright, it's about, a certain level of equity, right? There's an equal give and take. And I think that a lot of people's expectations, again, that you're going to be all over the place, that you're going to throw a ton of energy over here and not so much over here, and you're not going to get this. And it's very, very scattered energy. It seems like what other people expect from you. But I think that, again, you are going to take a different path because you have learned these difficult lessons, and that you are going to be looking for more balance. You're going to be looking for more fairness. You're going to be looking for more longevity when it comes to your planning. And you're going to be very, very conscientious and very thoughtful about the moves that you're making through life. Now, how you can sort of honor yourself and stay true to yourself. We're starting out with the King of Wands. So the King of Wands is a very certain, very fiery, very passionate, and very determined energy. They embrace excitement that comes to them. They embrace opportunity, and they move forward rather fearlessly. They're not afraid to sort of take chances within reason, because they're a king. They have evolved over time from a page, somebody who isn't quite sure of themselves, of, who is, still in the learning process. The king is at a place where they have learned, and they're able now to embrace excitement in a smart way, right? It's like, oh, bungee jumping sounds great, but I'm going to make sure that I do it with a bungee, that the company that I do it with is, super certified, and they get A+ business ratings, and they have a good safety record. Like, it's that type of planning and that type of conscientiousness. It doesn't sort of dim their excitement for life, but they want to do it in a way that's very smart. So we have that clarified also by the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And so I think that staying true to yourself is going to be a little bit of a balance, because the Ace of Pentacles, when it's upright, is really about opportunities coming in, particularly when it comes to career, finances, those sort of tangible goods that display your abundance in this world. And so I think that there is going to be a little bit less emphasis on material things and having that balance of an enjoyable life as well. So where you were kind of all over the place, if you were just focused on money or just focused on this or just focused on this, there's going to be that balance. And we saw that being sort of defied in the expectations that other people had for you, that balance, that sense of patience, that sense of thoughtfulness. That's coming back to you. So that's the best way for you to stay true to yourself, is having that balance. Now, another thing that your inner voice wants you to know throughout this Aquarius season, what does my Sagittarius' inner voice want you to know? The Page of Wands. So I love this because right here we have the King of Wands, right? And how you can stay true to yourself. And with the Page of Wands, your inner voice is saying everything is going to be a growing process, right? Even though you have reached the King of Wands status, that's, sort of how you're staying true to yourself. There are still so many opportunities that are going to pop up, and it's going to feel like you're a little bit new, like you're a little bit fresh. And so just because you've hit this pinnacle right now does not mean that the cycle is completely done for you. This is not the end all be all to your life. And I think that if you keep your eyes open enough, that you're going to see these other exciting opportunities coming into you. And I do believe that it's going to be a byproduct of the new community that you build and the mentor that comes out of that community, of you coming out of hermit mode and, being back in the world. We have the Page of Wands clarified by the Ten of Cups. So this is the pinnacle of happiness. This is absolute bliss. This is absolute joy. You have your community around you. You have everything that you ever wanted, at least in this moment, right? Because life flows. And so our wants and our needs change. So again, there is, I think, a lot that's coming in for you, Sagittarius. It's going to be up to you to take advantage of it. And I think that there are some opportunities that are going to come that are outside of what you expected, but they're good nonetheless. And it's going to be just these bits of excitement that come through. And I think that pursuing them is going to lend itself to your overall happiness. So what you have to look forward to, Saggies, is building a new community, finding a new mentor, exploring life with people, and going through it in a much more thoughtful and balanced way than you may have before. Another message from Spirit: go for your dreams. So I think, again, that this is what you want, right, Saggies? Where you're coming into this season having been disappointed and having had a disconnect with the people, places, situations that you may have been involved with before, and, learning some harsh lessons for that, but now starting to come out with this new sense of self. and these wide open eyes, like, I think that's what I want. I love the way that looks. How can I do that myself? And so your dreams have shifted. Your community has shifted a bit. And Spirit is saying, now is the time to go for everything it is that you want, because the world is waiting and there are going to be people to help you. So that's what I got from my Saggies. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.